Welcome to the second episode of the Mike Al Show.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Al. Today we will be predicting the divisional round games, talking about coaching positions, and talk the NFL draft. First off, we have the Jags and Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are winning a tight game, 30-29. The Chiefs are going to be dominant in this game, but the Jags with Trevor Lawrence not losing on a single Saturday in his entire career, he'll make it a close one, that's for sure.
Next, we have the Giants-Eagles. I have the Eagles winning 33-24 because the Eagles are just too dominant.
For the next game of the Bengals and Bills, we have a rematch of Week 17 that was canceled due to the tragedy situation with Damar Hamlin. But now that he is better and is visiting the Bills facility almost every day, the Bills are going to be uplifted. Even with all the support for Damar, I still have the Bengals winning 35-33 with Money McPherson hitting a game-winning field goal.
Last week we had the Cowboys-49ers. I had the 49ers winning 42-35 because they're the most dominant team in the NFL right now.
And anybody who put the Dallas Cowboys as favorites in this game is an absolute moron. They have no chance. The 49ers are just way too dominant in this league. Next, we're going to be talking about the head coaching positions. First of all, we have Brandon Staley. I am very surprised that they keep him around after that terrible loss in the wild card game. They were up 27-0 at halftime and scored 3 points in the second half. I figured he was gone. I thought that he'd be gone after the whole Mike Williams situation when Mike Williams got hurt in the meaningless game that they played the week before and then couldn't play in the playoffs. What do you think about that, Mike?
I think that's stupid. He should get fired.
Okay. Next of all, we have Sean Payton. Okay. He's been interviewing with many teams, including the Broncos and the Carolina Panthers and Houston Texans. See, I don't know why he would want to go. Like, there's no way he goes to Denver because he would just handcuff himself there. They have no draft picks, no future. They're stuck with Russell Wilson for the next 3 years, which he played better once they finally fired Nathaniel Hackett. But, yeah, there's no way Sean Payton would want to get in that situation. I don't know if he'd want to go to Houston because they have a bright future, but that's all in the hands of what they can do with their draft picks. And then Carolina, they have lots of picks from trading away all their players, and they're rebuilding the same as all those other teams, and who knows. But really, I think that Sean Payton should go to the Colts. They should go trade for the number one pick. They should go draft Bryce Young with the number one overall pick, steal him from the Texans, and they have a very bright future. They have all the weapons around him that he would need. Got one of the best running backs in the league, have pretty good wide receivers, have a pretty good defense. All they need is a quarterback that is not old and washed up that they've been getting for the last 3 years. Where do you think he's going to go, Mike?
I think he's going to go to the Cowboys after they lose and they're going to fire their head coach. He would be a right fit there.
For the Cowboys, I figured Mike McCarthy would be back to his parents' basement this week after they lost to the Buccaneers, but they surprised me. I mean, Brett Maher was very nervous in that game, you could tell, because he missed 4 extra points. But all the nerves, he'll do better this week, I believe. He's been money this season and very accurate for the Cowboys. For the last coach, we have Cliff Kingsbury. The moment he got fired, he got a ticket straight to Taiwan. What do you think about that, Mike?
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
For our last order of business, we're going to be talking about the 2023 NFL Draft. So, the Bears hold the number one pick in the draft, with the Texans next, Arizona following, the Colts in 4, Seahawks in 5, and the Lions in 6. Okay, so, Mike, what do you think the Chicago Bears will do with the draft pick?
They'll trade it away for the Colts for this year's draft pick, first round, and next year's first round draft pick. to screw over the Texans.
If they really trade the Bears, that will really screw over Houston in the division. But that would be a very strategic move for them to do, and especially if they're trying to get Sean Payton. I think the Bears will trade Houston because I feel like they'll be more. They're going to want to trade more just to make sure nobody else can get that number 1 overall pick. After Lovie Smith screwed them over in trying to win that game, he did that because the week before they told him that he was going to be fired, so he knew that was going to happen. So he just tried screwing him over, which I have mad respect for the man for doing that. But I think they trade Houston to the number 2 pick, get that pick, and then they'll probably get maybe 2 second-rounders or a second-rounder. I don't think that they're going to get another first-round pick for trading down just 1 pick. But that'd be a smart move to do because the Bears are they're not going to take a quarterback. That would just be idiotic to get rid of Justin Fields because Bryce Young is literally Justin Fields, just younger, and you're going to have to reteach him all the stuff to do.
I think Bryce Young's going to be a bust, and C.J. Stroud's going to be the best quarterback.
And C.J. Stroud is the exact same as Justin Fields, too. Same Ohio State origins and everything. Just younger and not as experienced. I think the Bears will trade Houston, right? Get all those picks, and then they're going to draft Jalen Carter from Georgia, the defensive tackle, with their 2nd pick. And either that or with the Colts, they'll trade down there, and then it'll go, if the Colts have the 1 pick, they're going to take Bryce Young, Houston will take Stroud, Arizona will probably take Jalen Carter, and then the Bears will get the Alabama linebacker, which I'd be fine with either way because they averaged 1.2 sacks last year, and they most definitely need to get better on the defensive side of the ball and creating pressure. And then the Seahawks, they just don't matter. They'll get a defensive person probably, unless they go get a quarterback, which would be interesting. But I've heard that the Colts want to go get Will Levis, which is really confusing to me. I mean, like, I didn't even know this guy existed 2 months ago until all this talk about him in the draft.
I've never heard of Will Levis before, but I don't know why the Colts would ever want to get him over C.J. Stroud.
Yeah, especially in the spot they're in. Will Levis seems like he'll be a mid-first round draft pick, like when Carolina and all those teams get on the board to draft. Well, that is all for the 2nd episode of the Mike Al Show. Thank you.